Hey everyone, this is Brother David again, and I hope this video reaches you all doing well. Just sitting out on the back patio at the house, trying to enjoy the morning before it gets a little too hot and get into the chores for the day. Uh, but in this video, I wanted to talk with you about something I've been thinking about for a while. Throughout my 16 years of ministry, I've been asked on several occasions, what does it take to be good enough? Now, the Pharisees were professional do-gooders. They not only kept the Old Testament law, but then added hundreds of additional requirements through their own oral laws. They were continually making displays of righteousness through ardent obedience, through public prayers, through acts of charity. Yet in Matthew 5, the first chapter of the Sermon on the Mount, which continues on through chapter 7, Jesus told his disciples that even that wasn't enough. That if their righteousness did not go beyond the purity of the scribes and the Pharisees, then they could not enter the kingdom of heaven. Now, how could their righteousness go beyond people like that? Obviously, not by going wider or doing more good than they did. Their righteousness didn't need to be broader, it needed to be deeper. Through the Beatitudes, at the beginning of the chapter, Jesus taught his disciples that they could not just make minor adjustments to the way they lived, but they had to make adjustments to their entire value system. All that they thought and believed needed to be turned upside down. It needed to be transformed. Jesus taught them that if they hated, their heart was the heart of a murderer. If they lusted, their heart was the heart of an adulterer. Simple external obedience wasn't enough. The righteousness that matters to God is one that goes beyond the thou shalt nots and goes all the way to the heart. Now, as you've heard me mention several times over the last few months, tradition tells us that John Wesley's life was guided by three simple rules: do no harm, do good, and stay in love with God. What this tells us is that the righteousness God desires of us is not just to refrain from harming someone, but also find ways to do good to them. Or as Jesus teaches us, we should be quick to go the extra mile, even to the point of loving our enemies. Furthermore, if the people Jesus was calling were going to be the salt to preserve the world or the light to guide the world, they would need to go beyond the typical ideas of holiness. And to be honest, our world today needs Christians, and they need the church that's willing to go beyond the normal, the superficial definitions of holiness, and truly embrace the righteousness that Jesus exemplifies for us. A righteousness that goes deep into our lives and transforms our hearts, that then reflects the perfect love of Jesus to the world around us. To be sure, though, this is not something that we can do on our own. It only happens by the grace of God at work in our lives through prayer, through study, through worship, through fellowship, all in the pursuit of becoming disciples of Jesus, which then inspires us to stay in love with God and do the things that God desires for us to do in our world. And I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a great week. But as always, if you need anything, please let us know. I know that as this pandemic continues on, that the burdens and the struggles remain, and they may be the same ones, or there may be others that are popping up. But if you need anything, if you need financial assistance, if you need prayer, if you need someone to talk with, please let us know. We have resources available. I'm willing and able to help in whatever way that I can, and I know that others in our congregation are as well. But please let us know. I look forward to worshiping with you all on Sunday at 10 a.m., either in person or online. And I hope you have a great rest of the day, and God bless.